Salve, salve, rapaziada. Vamos olhar aqui o que é que a imprensa esportiva internacional está falando a respeito do jogo entre Brasil e Noruega. Se você gosta desse tipo de conteúdo, não deixe de se inscrever no canal, deixar o like e compartilhar. Tamo junto e vamos pro vídeo.
Overall, Craig, did Norway deserve this?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, Brazil had chances, obviously fluffed the chances, and Norway had a magnificent goalkeeper. But they were also a threat, and they'd done, I think, the 60-something% possession to Brazil's 30-something. I think the whole story tells you where Brazilian football is at the moment and where Norwegian football is. One is in the doldrums in terms of, the history of their country, Brazil, and the other one is on the up, producing young, talented, physical, quality footballers playing at a high level, and that's Norway. And they took the chances. Yes, Guimaraes missed a penalty, but unfortunately, Ancelotti's tactics of even allowing the Norways of this world to dominate the possession and dominate the ball just hasn't worked, and I don't think that will sit well in Brazil. Not so much going out the competition, but the way they went out the competition.
Jurgen, a word on those tactics. Carlo Ancelotti, kind of renowned for this throughout his career. He was more than happy to give Norway the ball and was looking to catch them on the break. Obviously, it almost worked with that chance at Endrick in the second half. But in the end, this isn't the Brazil that the fans wanted to see play, and certainly not the one they wanted to see exit the tournament.
Yeah, I think Carlo Ancelotti wanted to play the cards the way he is used to it, from a bit of his Italian background. Wanted to be first very compact, safe, and then, do something on the counter break, obviously over Vinicius Juniors most of the time, and wanted to surprise them. And it worked out in terms of, got the penalty, but then they missed the penalty. They had two other big chances, didn't convert, and then it became a Erling Haaland show. And what happened over the last years with this Norwegian side is just an absolute fairy tale story. It's a country that emerged on the football global stage that is now becoming a real powerhouse, and they totally deserved to win this game. They controlled the game. I mean, they had, obviously, as you guys said, they had majority of possession, the control. I think, the passing was 3-1. It's incredible to see that. I see a little bit of a similarity to this Norwegian side to Croatia in the 90s. When Croatia came slow, step by step on the world stage, and is now obviously in the top 10 in the world on a consistent base. I see something like that coming up with this Norwegian side, with this Norwegian country that is hungry, that is very well educated in terms of football basics, tactically very, very smart, and they have an unbelievable fighting spirit, I think you gotta give them a lot of compliments, a lot of credit. Obviously, they have one superstar up front there with Erling Haaland, who can decide a game just in a heartbeat. But Brazil has them too. I mean, with Vinicius Junior, you have also somebody that could do that. It was nice at least to see Neymar come on onto the stage real quick and at least convert a penalty kick at the end. But Brazil is in a very dark moment, similar to other powerhouses like Holland and Germany, for example. They have to figure out a way to get out of this mess and restart again. Meanwhile, this Norwegian side, they are capable to go even further. I mean, that will be a fantastic game now with Norway play England. There's no doubt about it.
Jurgen, talk to me about Erling Haaland.
Well, Erling Haaland, I mean, you can see there's a kid, he's a young adult in terms of very determined, very focused in what he's doing. He's a bit similar to the early stage of Cristiano Ronaldo, almost 20 years ago. He lives for his job. For his job is to score goals. He lives for his profession, to be a top athlete. He's hungry. He's never satisfied. He wants always more. The determination that he had with both goals, but especially the header. When you saw that header, he came from a little bit behind. he was so determined to overjump the Brazilian defender. He knew exactly where he wants to put that ball into the right corner, bottom corner. It is a piece of determination that you want to show young strikers in order to learn. The second goal, the shot out of 20 yards between the legs of the Brazilian defender was, I mean, a bit sloppy defending from Brazil, but also there he puts the ball down. He's calm. He kind of looks at the goal at the split second, and boom, he executes. And this is just world class. And what the fascinating part I think we experience right now, all of us in this World Cup, is that the big names that we discussed prior to the World Cup, they all have shown up. They all are there. Mbappe, Haaland, Harry Kane, and so on. It's an unbelievable competition, and it seems that it's getting better every day.
He didn't even celebrate his second goal, you know. Well, I know he was celebrating, but it was like...
I know. Was there offside, a handball?
It was like an Eric Cantona moment, the former French great playing for Man United, when he scored this goal at Old Trafford, and he just sort of saluted the crowd to say, I'm the man.
Yeah.
And I know Erling Haaland is not that arrogant individual, but it was like, I'm meant to be here. That second goal, it was like... I don't know, it was a little weird, and Jurgen's right, his first one, if you watch it, he's really clever, because he goes behind Gabriel.
And all the talk before was their rivalry sitting in Arsenal, wasn't it?
As soon as Gabriel took his eye off him for a split second, he made a run across him, and that was it. That was the death knell for him. All he needed was the ball to come in. It was a brilliant ball. His involvement in the game was his usual. He let other people do the work in terms of passing the ball around. He didn't have a lot to do, but he just comes alive when it's anywhere near that 18-yard box.
What's interesting, Jermaine, is that not once before this tournament do we have the discussion, or do you think the nerves will get to Erling Haaland, his first World Cup, the pressure, all of the nation's expectations on his shoulder? Because you just know it with him. He just loves it, embraces it.
Yeah, he loves scoring goals.
Yeah,
this is number one. And then I think he's still young too. That he enjoys just like when you see what he's doing outside of the game.
Yeah,
he's walking around with cowboy hat.
Yeah, social media's fun.
Social media. He's doing like videos. He's tagging like the players he play against in the videos, and so and I think he just enjoys it. But then, even too, if you look at the first goal, how high he overjumps Gabriel, and Gabriel is not a small guy, so. But he loves to battle. So, and if he gets that moment, especially in the box, he likes to be, physical. He likes to be with you in that battle. But then is it too? Like if you give him a little bit of an inch of, that he can shoot from outside, he would take that shot. And you can see that, the celebration after shows you kind of how he is. He walks just off, kind of. Who are you guys?
Yes.
I finished you. And it speaks for him. Yeah, this team Norway it's in my eyes, a dangerous team because they have individual good players, especially the three in the front and then the two behind. And they can hurt everybody. And with the confidence, with Haaland, what he has, everybody who plays them, especially now England, has to be really careful.
It's not just Haaland, Jack. 35-year-old goalkeeper between the sticks, hardly played for Sevilla this season, had a belter.
I thought he was the best player on the park, and hence I feel a bit conflicted in talking about Norway because I want to say Nyland was the best player on the park, but then they were fully deserving of beating Brazil at the same time. So listen, Brazil didn't have their moments, and the thing about Norway, the thing about Haaland is they are just enjoying everything that comes their way. I don't think as good a qualifying campaign as they had. Nobody expected them to go this far in the tournament. Nobody expected them to look this good in going this far in the tournament. And so they are just enjoying the moment for what it is. And it shows. Also, we knew kind of that Norway defensively, that was their Achilles heel. Could they cope? They haven't tried to overdo things. They haven't tried to overcompensate or overplay at the same time. You start up front with Nusa and Solot, who is not a winger, but is an outstanding option to have as an out ball. You make two changes at half-time to bring on Bob and Sheldrup to play those flanks and just put the ball into Erling Haaland. And then you ask your midfielders just to sit and defend and protect your back four. Simple. And when you have players who understand their roles as they do, when you have Erling Haaland, as good as he is, as a goal scorer as he is, and then Nyland in the kind of form that he's shown in this game all tournament, that's a pretty good starting point for Norway here.
Galera, a gente viu aí que eles focam bastante no estilo do jogo do Brasil. O Brasil ficava com pouca posse de bola e tentava jogar nos contra-ataque. Até teve umas boas oportunidades, mas acabou não convertendo com o gol perdido de Endrick e o pênalti também. Diferente, a Noruega conseguiu aproveitar bastante as oportunidades e fazer 2 gols no vacilo da zaga brasileira. Deixa aí, galera, o que é que você achou desse vídeo? Se você gostou, se inscreve no canal e tamo junto e até a próxima.